and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Well, I think, as you said, the market action's been broadening out, Charles, and I think that is important because I think at the end of the day it reflects, I think, one major thing, and that's the economy.
The economy? Please stop listening to these people on a fake business news network like Fox and CNBC. You want to lose money? Just listen to them. Their narratives are just false. Just false. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying.
The market's doing well despite all the turmoil politically and other things around it. The health crisis still going on because we're coming off a 33% real GDP growth quarter in the third, the strongest ever.
33%, but it dropped. We have not had a 3% GDP growth in 15 years. So we had the big drop of whatever it was, 40%, 33%, whatever it was because of the pandemic. And then she came back up, and on the way back up, they're making it sound, look at this, wow, holy mackerel, look how fast we're growing. No, you're not growing. You're just getting back what you lost. You're breaking even. That's not growth, you dope. They make it sound like, wow, we're really growing. Listen to this.
You're going to have a banner year this year of growth. I think it's going to be 6% plus.
6% growth. Again, what they're doing is they're taking that drop of 33% as they keep on bringing it back up. They're just breaking even. We haven't had. Do you remember Larry Kudlow keeps saying? Remember how he kept lying to us every quarter for 4 years?
We could grow this economy at 4 or 5%.
So wait a minute. They could not grow an economy at 4 to 5% when they're saying it's the best economy ever. But this dope comes on and says, we're going to have we're just going to really grow, man. We're going to grow.
You're going to have a banner year this year of growth. I think it's
a banner year of growth. You can't grow when you have debt up the yin-yang. You can't grow. When you have the biggest trade deficits, we've gone from $65 billion to $85 billion. They never talk about that. The trade deficits are the worst thing. It kills us. It just kills our growth. Why do you think we haven't had a 3% growth in years? Oh, he's automatically, this year we're going to get 6% growth when Larry Kudlow couldn't even get, remember, he kept saying 4 to 5%, 4 to 5%. And then he turned around and then he dropped it. Well, maybe it'll grow 2-ish, 3-ish. Remember that? Unbelievable. These people just lie. Lie. Let's just talk about earnings. Think of earnings as profits. Think about this. How the heck can you have earnings per share. Think of earnings per share of each stock or each company. You got earnings per share, okay, or profits, let's say per share, okay, of a company going up 400%. Wait a minute now. But if you take all of the companies, the aggregate of all the S&P 500 companies, put them in a basket, it's up just 175. Wait a minute. How does that make sense? How can individual companies be earnings going up 400%, but you take the aggregate, put them all in one basket, the 500 companies, only up 175%? How could that be? They do it by cheating because the Federal Reserve printed $6 trillion. And what they do is they go in and shrink the number of shares by buying them, reducing them. The fewer shares, the higher the earnings are fake. The stock price is fake. It's called the bubble. So think about this again. Him and his 6%. So if you have earnings per share of companies up 400%, reverse it. Do it this one way first. Take all of the companies, the S&P 500. Hey, how the earnings do? How the profits do if you take all the S&P 500? How they're up 175%. Well, how about the individual companies? What are they up about? 35, 45, which it should be. Oh, no. They're up 400%. Well, how can you get profits of individual companies at 400%, and yet you put it in aggregate together, you only have 175%? How the hell did you do that? It makes absolutely no sense. That's like a magic trick. They do it. Oh, and by the way, if you take the aggregate of all the S&P 500 earnings, think as profits, and you strip out the FANG stocks, the Netflix and the Googles and the Netflix and all those, pull those out, it's even worse. So how come these earnings of the companies are going up? Because they're cheating. It's easy. The Federal Reserve turns around and prints $6 trillion to shrink the number of earnings. The shares, you just say, here, to CEOs, take all those shares and just shrink them, buy them, shrink them so they're off the market. And then when you have fewer shares, if you're taking your earnings and spreading over fewer shares, of course the stock price goes up. I mean, the earnings go up and the stock price goes up. It's cheating. It used to be a felony doing that. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, most people have no clue what's coming. They have no clue. You take the Federal Reserve, think about it. Think about the Federal Reserve, what they've been doing. First of all, most people have no idea what the market is. They have no clue what the stock market is. Everybody calls it Wall Street. I want you to think for a moment. Let's change the name. Let's call the market Mr. Bond Street. Mr. Bond. Not Wall Street. Let's get rid of the Wall Street. Let's call this guy Mr. Bond Street. Now, if you take Mr. Bond Street, how do they make money? How do they become rich? How do they make money? Well, they want to make sure that Main Street's not doing well. That's the first thing. The worse the economy, the better for them. See, they want bonds prices going up. They want that's how they become wealthy, getting bond prices going up. And so how do you get bond prices going up? Well, first of all, when people get scared if the economy's bad, you make the economy bad, so people run in and buy bonds because they're scared. They're not buying stock, they're buying bonds. So when you buy bonds, the price of those bonds go up. So Mr. Bond Street is getting rich, getting wealthy. The big guys are getting wealthy. The worse you make the economy, the wealthy the bigger guys get, because the more the people go out, run out, and they buy bonds, they're scared. So now and what happens on the other side? Interest rates drop. The more you buy bonds, the yields or the interest goes down. And so then Main Street, the real problem with Main Street when this happens, when the Fed prints money and they go over to, and they send the money to corporations, they don't use that money to buy for business investment. You know what they use it for? To buy the stock, to reduce the number of shares so the stock price goes up 400% when it should only be going up 75%. So they print money, they give it to the corporate. First of all, they print money, give it to the banks. They tell the banks, don't loan to anybody. Don't loan to anybody. Don't loan that money to anybody. They don't want to do that. And who benefits from all this? A very small amount of people. So what are they going to do now? They're going to keep pushing the stock price up artificially until they just can't do it anymore. And in the meantime, they destroy the economy. They destroy you. And all of a sudden, you're going to be sitting there. Your dollars in your wallet are worth nothing. And I'll tell you what else is going to happen to you when I get back. Join my gang, Phil's gang. Learn how to short stocks, please.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. Remember to subscribe to my Phil's Gang YouTube channel to get both my live and archived radio shows. Also, my free Phil's Take on the stock market. Also, sign up and get a free 10-day chart and membership trial. Hope you listen to me on your YouTube channel. If not, please go to your YouTube channel. And every Friday, I do my take on what's going on, my take on the economy, the market. It's free. And just hit subscribe, hit share, hit like. And I'm going to be doing a whole, tonight, my new one tonight is going to explain about how is it that the market keeps going up, but the economy is going down. Remember, the economy is not working. They destroyed the economy. You used to take money. The Federal Reserve used to print money. First of all, you should get rid of the Federal Reserve. They used to print money. They used to go to the banks, and the banks would lend it to you. You open up a little small business, or they go to existing businesses and lend them money. And it was the backbone of our economy, was the middle class and businesses, small businesses. But they're all been destroyed now. After 2008, they decided to change everything. Remember, up to 2008, even before that, remember, if you go back to the 70s and the 80s, remember what happened? We changed. We were a strong industrial nation. We had strong labor unions. That's what created the strongest middle class in the world. And when you have a strong middle class, these socialists who just got in office, they'd never have a chance getting in office. When you have a strong middle class, is when you have a strong union. And then instead of having a piece of garbage 401k, you'd have a pension, where a pension guarantees you your retirement. A 401k doesn't guarantee you a retirement. You got to guarantee yourself a retirement with a 401k. And they give you the worst manager, and the 401k, remember, is a scam. A 401k serves one purpose. The company who purchased the 401k for their people, the company and the mutual fund people who provide the mutual fund for the 401k, they work together to screw the employee. The company makes big kickbacks. The 401k doesn't work. But remember, we never had 401ks until they decided to switch from an industrial nation to a financial service. So we went from an industrial economy to financial services. Remember, when we had an industrial nation, industrial economy, the wealth was spread out of the middle class. You had a big middle class. But then, when they decided to change it to where we have a financial economy, remember, we got rid of all our jobs. We outsourced them. That means we got rid of our unions. We got rid of our 401, got rid of our pensions. And the wealth finally concentrated into a small group of people on Wall Street. On Wall Street. Before, the wealth and the power was in our hands, the middle class. We used to elect representatives that would represent us, not their party. Right now, they don't represent us. The Republican Party, the Democrat Party, that's just one party. They're all bad. They're always for the party. They're fighting between each other to make the party strong. They don't care about you and me. It was different back then. When we were a powerhouse, an industrial powerhouse, and we had a big middle class, and the only way you get to have a big middle class is you have to have strong unions. So when companies made large profits, they made sure you shared into those profits. That's why you had a pension, not a 401k. That all changed. So now what they've done is they keep on bringing interest rates down. They keep printing money. The Federal Reserve, who's the Federal Reserve? It's 200 people, the biggest owners. They're the richest people in the world. They're the oligarchs. They're the same people that own the S&P 500. There's 200 people that control the S&P 500. They control all those stocks, and they control the Federal Reserve. And so they become, and they're the ones that got the printing machine. So they just keep printing money, printing money, printing money. And when the economy starts going down, stocks don't go down anymore. They print money, give it to the CEO, and tell the CEO, now don't put any new machinery in, because don't increase your productivity. It used to be if you didn't put new machinery in, didn't increase your productivity, your stock went from $100 down to $50. Yeah, you'd go from $100 down to $50 if you took the money and you didn't put it into business investment, capital investment, new machinery, new equipment. So you go from your stock would go down. But now they don't. They take that money and print it, and the stock goes up. Wait a minute, how can that be? Wait a minute. When we didn't put the money in capital investment, our stock would go from 100 down to 50 at my company, because I didn't reinvest my money. I didn't plow my money back into the company. So my stock would go from 100 down to 50. But now I don't plow my money back in the company. My stock went from 100 to $1 million. How does that work? And they keep, don't put any money in the company. Don't put any money in the company. Here's what you do. Go take the stocks. If you got 1,000 shares outstanding in your stocks, you got 1,000 shares out there, keep reducing the number of shares. So as long as we can keep pushing your shares down and your profits go down, then your stock price goes up. That's right. The lower they keep on, the fewer shares a company owns, that means the stock price goes up. So they don't put money in companies anymore, so your salaries don't go up. So as soon as they start printing money and they keep buying the stock buybacks and they keep buying these treasuries, and they keep bringing interest rates down to zero, so you can go out and get a car, you can get a house, they got easy credit, but it all ends. It all ends. It doesn't work. Who benefits from all this? Just a very few people. Few people. That's it. More when I get back to what stocks you got to be in when this kind of thing happens.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We also see financials doing extraordinarily well, construction stocks through the roof, the farm economy.
All right, listen to what he's saying. He's telling you now to get in financial stocks. Now he tells you to get in. I got my members in the financial stocks back in May. Let me make sure I get the right date. No, I'm sorry. The financial stocks we got in on Wells Fargo, and nobody wanted them. we got in Wells Fargo on November. And we're up now about 38%. He tells you get in today at 33%. They already ran. I'm not saying they can't run more. But see, my chart went from red when the institutions kept pulling their money out. In fact, here's what's interesting, which he never did. When the market started to drop in February, we sold short Wells Fargo. We sold it somewhere around $54, and then we got out of it somewhere. I don't know. We got out of it. I think it was somewhere near. What was it, 54? I think we got out right here. It's a sweet spot. I think we got out. I don't know, somewhere around. I think it was around $37, something like that. So that's a 33% gain. You got to get in these stocks and out of these stocks before anybody else. You got to buy them when nobody wants them. And you got to sell them when everybody wants them. And my color-coded technology does that for you. And I'll give it to you for 10 days free. You'll see it. I'm not lying to you. It does. So he tells you to buy Wells Fargo at $33. I'm not saying it's not going to go up more, but wouldn't it have been better to buy Wells Fargo at $24? And now we got what they call wood, about 30. We were up about 38%. So we got 38% in wood. That's cushion. These guys always do that. Boy, they're on fire. They're on fire. Too late. But But here's the other thing where you get screwed with these guys. Not only do they get you in at the top, they're going to turn around and get you back. You're not going to know when to get out. That's why 85% of you lose money. Remember, this whole stock market rally, it started in 2008. It's a huge bubble, and it's still a bubble. As I told you, things change. Look, you can't have the market going up and have a great economy. The market has nothing to do with the economy. Think about it. Our household debt right now is $13 trillion. That exceeds the peak of 2008. Our auto loans, our credit card loans, our student loans are growing 30% faster than our economy. Auto debt today is $1.2 trillion, or $365 billion higher than in 2008. Wages, adjusted for inflation, are still, it's like you're getting paid in the 70s. Yes, you're getting a bigger check, but adjusted for inflation, your check's the same as it was in the 70s. So you're getting killed. So your debt is going up. Your wages are not going up. Why do you think you're getting killed with health care? Credit card fees. Are you kidding? They're up 35% in 5 years. They're 35% higher. Has your wages gone up? No. The government still has to print money or borrow money. 40% of the money it spends. They spend $10 billion a day. Are you kidding? Or $12,000 a second. It's out of their minds what's going on. But the biggest problem you have in what changed in 2008, the oligarchs, the very, very wealthy, the 1/100th of 1%, the richest people in the world, they control the banks and they control Wall Street. They control the printing machine. They control the interest rates. And what they did since 2008, every time we had a recession before 2008, we'd have a recovery. We'd come out growing 4 to 5%, because they took care of Main Street. But once we switched out of the industrial, once we switched out of our industrial economy to a financial economy, I mean, you never trust a banker. And that's what happened. Now the bankers took over our economy, going back in the 70s, the 80s. And now what happens is, from 2008, they took care of themselves. And they're taking care of the corporations, because they own the corporations. Listen to what I'm saying. The 1/100th of 1% own the Federal Reserve, own the corporations, they control the S&P 500 companies. So they control what goes on. So they don't care about you in Main Street. It's their job to make themselves create more wealth for themselves. So all the money they used to print and give to the corporations so that they would keep on investing that money, called business investment, so your wages would keep going up. And when we had unions, they'd be forced to do that to give you more of those profits. All gone. So now, with no unions, they don't give you nothing. They just keep printing that money and printing that money, destroying our economy and getting rich as the stock market will keep going up. But someday, the market can't keep going up. The markets just can't sustain itself like this. Because people are going to, at some point what happens, the inflation becomes so wicked that the dollar gets destroyed and prices start going up so much that you can't afford it. You stop buying. Then we go from inflating prices to deflating prices, and people get laid off, and then you have a crash. Now, the real problem is when the market's crashing, because our interest rates are already at zero, we can't stop the crash. So this is why this is going to be a bigger crash than any other crash in history. Because we could stop the other crashes, not stop them completely, but slow them down, because we could keep cutting our rates. We had 5% short-term rates. We could cut it a quarter and a quarter and a quarter and a quarter, and it slowed it down. Now the market's going to go down like a rocket ship because we have no bullets. We have nothing to stop it. So what you got to do is it's very simple. When you're in a stock now, and the market starts going down, you just switch a little button. So easy. We do it every day. We train our people how to short a stock. So simple. Now, if you're in a 401k, you are so screwed because you're not allowed to make money when the market goes down. You got to sit there and take those losses. Isn't that ridiculous? 85 million people are in this 401k, which even the guy who came up with the idea of the 401k, Brenner, has said over and over, it's a failed experiment because just a 2% commission, just 2%, that's not the hidden ones. 2%, they take 65% of the money you set aside for retirement for fees. They did a survey, 85% of people in a mutual fund don't think there's any fees, and they're going to lose 65% of their money. What sucked them in is, hey, we're going to match you, A joke. It's just, look, you've got to be in the stock market with inflation at 12%, real inflation, and the dollar getting crushed. And if you're just on wages, you can't make it. Was Social Security going to help you? The stock market is rigged to keep going up. Think about it. Since 2008, the market's going up 400%. And every time the market pulled back, boom, goes right back up again. Because they come in and interfere with the market. They financially engineer it to go right back up. Print more money, give it to the oligarchs. And then the oligarchs give it to CEOs. CEOs buy their own shares, keep pushing the price up so they get rich. The biggest shareholders get rich. And you, who work for those companies, get screwed. You don't get a piece of the action. You have nobody to protect you. You have no union leader. You don't get wage increases. Oh, but they make sure keep interest rates low so you can go buy a car and you think everything's great. Oh, I can go buy a car. Like, oh, gee, I can go buy a snowmobile. I can go buy a whatever. But that all catches up. You got to be in the market, but you got to know how short the market when this market crashes.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of the people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about
With
it.
the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month? philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Remember, here at Phil's Gang, we reach out to help you. We're reaching out to help you. So you reach out and help St. Jude. Been doing this for over 25 years, this show. And you know we haven't ever moved our price up from $39.95 in all those years. So we keep the price low so that people give to St. Jude. I want to remind you one thing. And most people don't understand this. After 2008, everything changed. The system is against you financially. If you make less than $500,000 a year, it's against you. The system's geared for the big guys, okay? Now understand how it works. The big guys, Wall Street, they want to see the bond prices go up. The bond price, they want to see it go up. That's how they make money. And they do that by making sure the economy is bad. And who controls that to make the economy bad? The Federal Reserve, the oligarchs. Because when the economy is bad, people buy bonds, and that means they get rich. But at the same time, interest rates go down. And when interest rates go down to near zero, they take the money and give it to the same corporations they control. These same 200 people that control the Federal Reserve are the same 200 people that control the S&P 500 stocks. So they make sure the interest rates go down, and they get it that way too. So and then they can go and give the money to the CEOs of the company to buy their own shares to push the market up without having to have an economy going up. So the economy is not the stock market. It's separate. So you got to learn that, and you got to get in the market. All you need to know is when to get out. And that's what we do here at Phil's Gang. So go to my site, philsgang.com, please. Check it out. And don't forget, go to my YouTube site tonight, where Friday I post a new segment on my opinion, what the economy and market's going to do. Okay, I want to. I don't want to run out of time on this, but I don't get into politics, but I got to talk a little bit about this. Listen to this today. This was this Dagan. She works with Maria Bartiromo.
So they should be arrested and prosecuted as a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, they should be prosecuted. These people, and now and Pelosi came out and said, the people who are sitting in my chair, and Schumer's chair, and Nadler's chair, should be all arrested. Are you kidding me? 70 million Americans who supported Trump stood by peacefully while the deep state, those same people, Nadler, Schiff, Hillary, lied. The FBI, Comey, all lied. They all created a lie so the deep state could turn around and have a coup and just think of it. They were putting a coup together. It's treason. They were trying to overthrow the president. But these people stood by, right? They stood by, and you didn't hear this. They weren't rioting. They were quiet. They also stood by when they were promised, after we found out it was all fake, that we'd get the Durham report. We were told by the Attorney General, Barr, who turned out to be a liar. They stood by quietly, waiting for the Durham report. Remember, they were going to deliver that report, and they're going to get all the people who are responsible. All of a sudden, it's missing. They stood by peacefully and quiet and watched as the former Vice President Biden, his brother, his son, involved in racketeering, making millions in kickback schemes with Russia, Iran, Communist China, Ukraine, and a host of other countries. They stood by quietly, peacefully. While Biden organized a contract for his brother and his son to build houses in Afghanistan. Yes, to build houses in Afghanistan. He got that deal through. The former Vice President Biden. A $222 million contract they were awarded. And guess what? They turned around and they sold the contract for $38 million to the largest crime family in New Jersey. $38 million. Turned around, sold it to him. Oh, but we everybody stood by, watched that too, very peacefully. And I stood by peacefully as a video that was hidden by the FBI and the Attorney General for more than a year. They didn't want us to see it. They said you can see it after the election. The video identifies the Bidens were partners with the same crime family in New Jersey, did money laundering, human trafficking, involved with child pornography enterprises, including throughout South America and Asia. But they stood by quietly. The 70 million people stood by quietly, stood peacefully and quietly, and listened as the bagman, his son, for his father, complained that Big Joe was getting too much of the money. Stood by peacefully, realizing that the market was rigged. The market was rigged. Now, they were peaceful. How much do you want them to stand by and be peaceful when all this is going on? Just sit there? Are you nuts? And then finally they realized that the former Attorney General Barr was put in place by the same oligarchs, the same 200 powerful oligarchs, the 1/100th and 1 percentile, to run the clock out on the Durham report. To run the clock out now on but you never hear anything more about the investigation. As a matter of fact, the reason why Barr didn't appoint a special counsel, because you need a special counsel to go overseas. They can't nail all the crimes they did overseas. You have to have a special counsel to nail people on that. Without a special counsel, the only thing they can convict them in is on the tax fraud here in the United States. That's why Barr wouldn't appoint a special counsel. He didn't want them to go over and go to the Bidens and all the crimes they committed overseas. But again, these same 70 million people stood by patiently, quietly. So now Pelosi is demanding the FBI arrest and prosecute anyone that sat in her chair, or Schumer's chair, or Nadler's chair, or Schiff's chair. They're arresting the wrong people. They should be arresting the people that sit in those chairs. Schumer, Nadler, Pelosi. That's who should be arrested. Now, I'm not saying that I'm for any of the violence or for the shooting. That's not my point. I'm not talking about that. Nobody wants that. But for God, how much can you take? And then they go up to the Hill. And they go, yeah, they shouldn't have gone in there. I get all that. But how much can they take? And nobody ever pays. But they're asking now to find the people who sat in her chair. Like the three bears. You think it was the three bears story. The mama bear, the papa bear, the little bear. Someone sat in my chair. How stupid can this be? Unbelievable. They stood by. They stood by watching the Durham report disappear, watching Pelosi and Schumer and all of them and the FBI creating a story, a lie about Trump trying to impeach him. Russia never happened when they were doing the Russian deal. They stood by watching the election being stolen. They stood by while they cut a deal in home building over in Afghanistan, which they turned around. They sold the deal to a New Jersey crime family, walked out with 38 million. They still stood by where there's a video that was hidden by the FBI for over a year, and the Attorney General Barr hid it so that it wouldn't come out before the election. They stood by. How much can you stand by? They were peaceful. Then they stood by one last time. The North Carolina election. And how did they win that election? The Democrat. Easy. I mean, Georgia. How did they win that? So easy. They had people organized to go to all the black neighborhoods. They were smart. They knew. If you look at the demographics, half of Georgia is black. Half of Georgia makes $38,000 a year or less. And they organized, going door to door to all the black communities, tell them, look, you want that $2,000 check? You got to vote for the two Democrats. Because if you don't vote for the two Democrats, you're not going to get that $2,000 check. Democrats, but everybody stood by peacefully. Watch that too. While the election was stolen in North Carolina, bribing people, or in Georgia, bribing people. Unbelievable. Look, I can't fix that, but I can help you and change your life with the stock market, and then you're going to help me change the life of kids at St. Jude's. How's that? Let's do it together. Join my gang tonight. It's free for 10 days. You'll see it works. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.